And what did Chelsea do last night? They went to Villa and they won 3-1 in the Cup, and they march on, and Villa are out. Chelsea, of course, already in the Carabao Cup final against Liverpool. So where has this Chelsea been all along? Even Thiago Silva's missus, Belle, posted last night, "I'm sorry that my personal outburst as a passionate Chelsea fan has caused such an impact. I'm passionate about the team. I thrive on victories, and I'm saddened by defeats. We all want the same thing, a winning team. Come on, Chelsea." Do you remember she's changed somewhat after that other tweet when she did a tweak at Pochettino? It was perceived. And the same Pochettino last night said, yeah, this is more like it.
The players need help from the fans. And today the fans were fantastic. With this connection, with this energy, and the players on the pitch showing that care about the club and they want to win and they want to succeed, only good thing can happen. It's about to trust. It's about the energy, how you approach the game. We were talking because we were in every single meeting showing clips about a real team need to behave different. We need to approach the game different. And today you can see, yes, we were ready to fight, After you can win or you can lose. But the right attitude, the right approach, we were united. We fight for each other. We fight for our fans. We fight for the badge. We fight for the coaching staff. That is the connection that we need to create. And now the challenge is to be consistent.
Yeah.
There's a bit of intensity from a manager. Been lacking recently, hasn't it? All have been a bit easy-osy and lackadaisical in recent times. There's a manager that's got his head on.
Yes, indeed. All of a sudden, there's unity, there's togetherness.
For him.
Yeah, I mean, what there is in terms of the Premier League is played 23, won 9, and a dismal mid-table position for Chelsea. Not what we're
Currently.
used to. But have the Cups come along at the right time for Pochettino? A Carabao Cup final against Liverpool. They march on last night. They put out Villa, highly fancied Villa.
Yeah, I mean, if they get smashed against Liverpool in the League Cup final, it'll be of scant consolation, won't it? Look, I mean, clearly they've got it in their locker.
Right.
Clearly they've got it in the locker. They're playing against a side in Aston Villa that are a very good side, that are very formidable at home, and put out pretty much a full-strength side. The forecast was that Unai Emery would put out a weakened side, given the fact he had Man United on the weekend. He didn't. He put out a significantly strong side, and Chelsea bashed them up.
Yeah.
Chelsea outplayed them,
yeah,
and were a better side. And it just shows you that within reason, Chelsea have the capability. All this nonsense about what they've bought and who they've bought and who they're listening to. They've bought players that are perfectly capable of operating at a far higher level than the ones that they've been recently turning in. And this is a benchmark. It's a watermark. It's an illustration of what Chelsea are capable of. I'm not saying...
Having said that, it's not nonsense, though. I mean, in terms of who they brought in, it's kind of like, who's he? Oh, and incidentally, who's he?
No, that's not fair. Look at some of the players they've brought in. I mean, they brought Caicedo in. They brought Fernandes in, World Cup winner. We rabbit on about McAllister and how wonderful he is because he's a World Cup winner at Brighton. There's another one in the Chelsea dugout at Chelsea pitch because ultimately the only question is how much money they paid for him. Caicedo, Liverpool wanted 100 million quid for him. Lavia hasn't been available. Nicholas Jackson, whilst I don't think he's good enough, had some reputation and was bought for decent money. They've got Raheem Sterling, they've got Cole Palmer that everyone's raving about. They've got good players, and I can go on and on about what they've bought. Mudryk was someone that people wanted. It's about coaching these players and making them better and formulating a team out of it and getting what you should be getting from them, which is application, determination, and a bit of end product. And of course, last night what they got was end products.
I get that, but Gusto, could you really have told me he was going to be a good player? Disasi, oh yeah, he'll do well.
Well, you can pick that out of any team.
Madueke, yeah, he'll do well.
You can pick that out of...
Nicholas Jackson, he's a winner.
You can pick that out of other sides. You can look at Aston Villa's side and say, oh, well, did we think Ollie Watkins was a world beater? Good player when he moved from Brentford. Was he a world beater? We can look at other players there. Other players have come to the fore. Yeah. But Chelsea have enough of a base to be doing better than 10th in the league. Now, the question was, does the Cups give them some solace?
Yes. Yeah. Does it offset league struggles? I mean, there's a message from a Chelsea fan. Simon, 8-year contracts. They choose when they're going to turn up.
Well, again, that comes down to how you manage them. They're not all on 8-year contracts. Some of them are. Right? And if you get the right personnel, it wasn't a problem when you put certain personnel on long-term contracts, and I know that this is probably a poor comparison, but when you had John Terry there and you had Frank Lampard there, their contract terms weren't an issue because they were self-starters. If you've done your due diligence on these players, and of course there is always an element, whether it's a 4-year contract or an 8-year contract, of the comfort zones.
Yeah. We
don't know the technicalities of these contracts, which might have contractual obligations upon the players to be performing at certain levels, otherwise they don't get increased wages and so on and so forth. There might be a whole raft of caveats. No, I grant you, under the orthodoxy of traditional thinking, you give players too long a contract, you put them in their comfort zones. And I understand that. But also, you protect an asset. You position yourself for the upside. If in 4 years' time or 5 years' time, your player's flying and someone like Real Madrid wants to distract them, they can have to pay for it rather than nick them.
Right.
And at the same time, you also do what they primarily did it for, which was to manage the finances of how they were buying players and what they were prepared to spend.
Okay, well, let's put it out there this morning. Chelsea fans listening, albeit you're delighted, and so you should be, that you progressed in the FA Cup last night and you put out Aston Villa, who are pulling up trees this season. But how much does and how much should Cup success offset league struggles? Because it's been a struggle in the league. Of course it has. You've won 9 in 23. You're mid-table. So Cup success, how much should it offset league struggles?
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the TalkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. TalkSPORT.